I thought this was going to be a bunch of muscleheads on a power trip. In reality, the instructors led us to understanding that our culture is, I guess, tainted. And just because you've always done something one way doesn't mean that that's the way that it should be done. So I'm leaving this class with a new perspective and a new understanding, with some tools that I can use to keep myself safe.
I'd like to say that this course, from start to finish, has 100% relevance for anybody dealing with a potentially violent patient or an attacker in the EMS or in a hospital field. Anything from the customer service aspect to the actual physical techniques we use to avoid those attacks. As I said before, has 100% relevance in your particular field, I promise you.
Actually was very shocked at how many people that I work with, when the question was asked, have you ever been assaulted on the job? And the number of hands that went up, the number of people nodding their heads. I had no idea that right here where I work every day, and have worked for almost 8 years now, that it was that prevalent.
This class was so informative and so exciting because such a wide variety of people from several walks of life in the healthcare profession, hospital setting, the nurses, the x-ray techs, the firefighters, police officers, they all finally got to see the excitement of the simplicity of what it takes to, one, keep yourself out of a bad environment, or two, how to remove yourself from a bad environment if it happens.
Hello everyone, my name is Jason Howerton, paramedic, Cabell County EMS here in Huntington, West Virginia. Highly recommend this class.
It turned out to be that I was dead wrong with what the class was going to be. It was way more practical, no complicated moves to have to worry about, and the stuff, the techniques, the hands-on stuff is relevant, and it's material that I think that could be used in a high-stress situation.
Dale, it's been like 4 years for us to get this here, and now that we got it, finally, you got to see the whole program in its entirety and stuff like that, and saw how your people responded to it. What do you think?
I have to wonder where this has been. I've been in EMS almost 42 years, and I have to wonder where it's been.
What really amazed me is I had a 25-year veteran of an urban fire department that retired, and he said, "Where was this 25 years ago when I started my career?" That's one of the things that when I hear fire service leaders across Delaware say that to me, I know that we've hit a home run with this program.
Now, going through the class and what I know now and what I learned in the class, I kind of felt a little bit ashamed that we didn't bring it in sooner. With the focus of safety for our crews, we spend so much on power cots and ambulance designs, which are all worth it, all worthwhile to invest in. But this is something that is way cheaper and can have a significantly profound effect, not only on the mental aspect for our crews, but in the physical potential of what could occur.
The DT4EMS class is vital for all EMS providers. This has become very personal for me. After decades of being led down the path that abuse of the EMS worker is accepted, it's just okay.
I used to think of self-defense when I first started with you as I had to know every move, and
I remember that.
I don't have a background in karate, how can I do this, and am I going to make a mockery of myself, and just not being touched.
Makes a big difference, right? Yeah, it's like the whole trick is, how do you beat that, MMA fighter? Don't fight him. Don't fight him. I mean,
what I expected out of the class was a lot of self-defense and how to fight back. What I actually got out of the class was more, how do I not put myself in that situation?
But I can think back to my first EVE course, and it was a lot different than what I expected. But the big thing about DT4EMS's EVE course is that it tells you when, it tells you why, and then it gives you a how. So many problems we have in EMS are because of
not knowing when, not knowing why, even when we know the how.
Dustin, if you don't mind, what did you think after the end of the 16 hours of the program that we're teaching to paramedics and EMTs?
I think it's great. You know, I think it's very functional stuff, and it has been trimmed down to what is really necessary for defense and escaping and evading. You know, you see a lot of these self-defense programs that teach a lot of stuff that doesn't really work, or that is dangerous, or that can very badly injure the patient or attacker, you know, because sometimes you don't know if it's a confused patient or a drug addict that's attacking you. You know, I think it's great. I think it's a shame that something like this or something like this isn't taught in EMT school and paramedic school. It should be mandatory.